Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, tonight's stream is dedicated to Cardano and Cardano holders. Get ready because the very first DEX is about to come out in 4 days. And I'm talking about SundaeSwap. So what's going on with it and what else is going on with Cardano? Is this the catalyst to start moving it? Or are there other pending things that's going to hold it back? Let's discuss. And also, what happened with Bitcoin? Why did it fall down again? Right? I have an explanation. And there are several other coins that I want to talk about tonight. So let's get started. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell. And follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, articles, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. All right, let's get started. Well, let's just start with Bitcoin and what's going on. 57.1, which it's the same as yesterday, but why did it come down? We were about to break 59,000. And the equities market was skyrocketing too, until it wasn't because, of course, we have to thank Omicron. The very first one was detected in California, and then the whole market panicked once again. We already knew this was a nothing burger. It's been confirmed as a nothing burger. But yet, as soon as the very first case was identified in the U.S., well, things just turned sour. I mean, the equities market was plus 400, 500, and went down to like negative 260, and Bitcoin came down with it. But the good thing is, despite Bitcoin coming back down, this is the same place we were yesterday, so we just basically reset a day, right? Bitcoin is still holding. Unfortunately, it stopped us once again. This new variant stopped us from breaking 60,000. But it is December, guys. And we know what's going to happen in December. We're going to have a Santa rally. We're also going to have a Christmas like no other because of Bitcoin. We've been waiting for 4 years. 4 long years. Okay, outside of 2021. I should say 3 long years of nothing but bad, basically having a pile of coal. Because we had to suffer 3 years of crypto winter. Finally, 2021 came. Things started pumping up. We shot up over 20,000 and we're nearing 60,000. And we're in December, the last month of the 4-year cycle. So things are about to get wild. Despite what Omicron is doing right now. It's temporary scare. Temporary scare. We will get past it and things will continue on like they should. Now, with that said, there are some altcoins that are doing very well today. Solana finally woke up. Now it's around 230. It's been hovering, below 200 for quite some time. I told you guys it's going to pump right above 200 in no time. I think just 2 days ago we were at like 180 or 178 for Solana. So it has been coming up quite a lot. Luna continues its upwards trend. Matic is joining in the game. Matic went up a lot. It was like 150 or 160 not too long ago. So now it's above $2, and I have some things to share about Matic. So it's finally moving in the right direction, right? So there are some good movers, but overall today, still a lot of red because of Bitcoin coming down. But it's okay. We will get past this, right? So those of you guys that are freaking out, calm down, chill, right? And step back and zoom out, and you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. Now, what else is going on? Well, I did see a couple things. Number one, Square is rebranding itself. These days, it seems like there's a lot of rebranding going on. Square is rebranding itself to Block. Just called Block. And guess why that is? Most likely, he didn't want to say blockchain. He just wanted to say block, but we know what it means, right? I said this. Jack Dorsey is concentrating 100% on Square, mostly to convert it into a crypto play, into a Bitcoin play, right? Without actually just calling it, Bitcoin Square or something like that. Like Warren Buffett said, Bitcoin is rat poison squared. So he decided to name it Block. And you know that his life mission now is to basically integrate crypto, Bitcoin, payments, even NFTs and everything all into this one company called block, right? And let's not forget, he bought the music company Tidal too. So he's definitely getting into music and NFTs as well. So big news. I think it's going to be bullish for Bitcoin in the long run. Obviously, short term, maybe not. It's not a price mover, but long term is going to be good. And also, I saw this. Travis Kling, highlighted all the significant stuff that happened in November. Despite most people concentrating on the fact that, oh, Bitcoin didn't skyrocket in November. Oh, Bitcoin didn't hit 98,000 like Plan B predicted. But take a look at everything else that happened in November. This is just November, okay? This is not like all 2021. You have a Paradigm that raised $2.5 billion for a new venture fund. Patera raises $600 million for a venture fund. You have Consensus that raised a $200 million. They just raised $200 million, right? You got Crypto.com signing some huge $700 million deal. You have FTX coming out with a $100 million fund. You have Reddit co-founder investing $100 million Solana. FTX invested 150 in this. A16 invests 150 million that. I mean, you get the picture, right? If you add all this up, it's in the billions. Billions upon billions upon billions upon billions. And this is what I refer to as fundamentals, okay? This is stuff that's going behind the scenes right now that doesn't exactly correlate with price movement, which is what 99% of people focus on. But this is what's happening behind the scene. This is why there's no fear right now being in Bitcoin and in crypto, because the big money has already started and it's only the beginning. If you think this is a lot of money, wait until the trillions that's out there in gold and in other equities and bonds and everything else. Wait until that money flows in, okay? Right now, it's just measly billions. Wait until trillions come in and see what happens. So, kind of gives you a perspective of all the things that happened in just the month of November, you know, and people are bashing November being a bad month for Bitcoin, okay? So, just take a step back and realize this is exactly what happened. All right, now, let's get ready. Strap on, guys. Let's talk about Cardano, okay? This is a love and hate relationship for most people in this space. You have half the people that love Cardano and stick with Cardano and Charles no matter what, and then you got half the people that really hate it and thinks it's a stable coin and just hates Charles and hates how they're not done, right? So, what is going on? Cardano is hovering about 156. So they're about 50% off from their high earlier this year at 309. So 50% off. One of the biggest losers of this year, though. Let's not forget XRP is still 75% off, and that's because it just never came close. And that high is not from 2021. That high was from 2018. Okay, so it kind of shows you how much XRP is lagging right now. No matter how much people are trying to pump it, it is not moving until that lawsuit with the SEC is settled. But anyways, Cardano is down 50% from its high. One of the biggest losers, but it's about to get a jump start, okay? Finally, SundaeSwap, and it actually announced this morning, but I just wanted to recap it because I didn't really cover it in detail. SundaeSwap finally announced they will be launching their testnet DEX December 5th. That is this Sunday. So this coming week in just 4 days, okay? Now, why is this significant? Because ever since Cardano released smart contracts, Gauguin, no one has seemed to have figured out how to use it, despite the fact that it is supposedly complete. No developer has figured out how to fully use it, and the most important ones are the ones that's working on the DEXs, like SundaeSwap, Ergo, and others, right, or ADEX. But finally, SundaeSwap's been hyping it for quite some time. Months ago, they wrote a blog saying that we solved concurrency, and then weeks ago saying we will come out with something in 2 weeks. So they're pretty close. I think it's like 3 weeks, but this will be coming. But it's not all good. So here's the thing: if you actually read through this, okay, this is a test net. So they're expecting there will be bottlenecks and inefficiencies. So this is not a fully working DEX yet. And part of the reason is because, according to them, Cardano has the network limited at this point in terms of block size, CPU limit, memory limit, and other things. So they're working with the team, okay, the multiple teams that's supporting Cardano right now, right? They're working with them to make sure that this is running smoothly and it's not going to cause some crazy network congestion or bottleneck. So they're going to slowly raise the limits as more and more people jump on and utilize this DEX, right? So it's not like it's a flip of a switch and it's just all done. So there is still work to be done, okay? But this will prove whether or not they solve concurrency and multiple users can actually trade on the DEX simultaneously, because that's the problem with concurrency. Because when this first came out, people didn't know how to solve it, and it seemed like it was limited to one transaction per second, and that's not a good thing. All right, but we'll see. And basically, once it comes out, you use what's it, Yoroi or Nami, these wallets, and you could swap around as much as you want, and basically you could provide, feedback, your experience with this form. Okay, so that is coming. And of course, no one is happier about this than Charles himself, who tweeted this out, really proud of the team. And with any luck, looks like DEXs are coming out just in time for around Christmas. So Charles has been getting a lot of hate recently, right? Obviously, people did not like his trip to Africa during this whole time when SundaeSwap is trying to figure it out. But he is proud. He is proud that progress is being made, and I bet he can't wait to see what happens after SundaeSwap goes live with their testnet. Now, besides this DEX, is there anything else to look forward to, Cardano? Yes, because technically Goguen is done, right? So if you look at the roadmap, what is next? Goguen is smart contracts. The next thing is scaling, Basho, right? So this is kind of plays into what SundaeSwap is saying, that the network's somewhat limited right now, but a lot of that will be, this next phase will be concentrating on how to increase efficiencies, right? Run multiple chains possibly at the same time with Hydra, but there's other things that they want to do. For example, they want to increase the block size too to help with transactions. I don't actually know the number of transactions Cardano can handle right now. I don't actually know the exact number. I know it's not like 50,000 like Solana or tens of thousands like Avalanche and others, but I think it's in the thousands. But until they get Hydra and truly scale, right now I don't know what it is, but I'm guessing it's better than Ethereum. It has to be better than Ethereum. Ethereum can only handle 15 transactions per second right now. But they plan on increasing the block size about 12.5%, and then later on they go bring in more things as it develops. So this is the next phase. Supposedly, I heard Charles talk about how Goguen was the most difficult phase of the roadmap. So Basho and the next one, Voyager, which will make Cardano truly decentralized in all facets. These two should be pretty fast. But right now, we're still waiting for smart contracts and waiting for people to figure it out. Not that it's not done, just waiting for projects to figure it out, because even NFT marketplaces are not using smart contracts at this point. All right, so besides this, right, the last thing I want to point out, which is still very positive and shows you why Cardano fans, I don't know what you call Cardano fans, Cardians, is that Kardashians? I think it's called Kardashians. I don't know what you call Cardano fans. But this proves that they are strong, because the total staked is still above 72%. Okay? And the total addresses, if you look on the right side, total staked addresses nearing 1 million. Okay? So there's a lot of people that continue to stake ADA, and obviously this is helping. This is helping it in a big way. Okay? And take a look at this. Cardano Pools Netscape. They are my partner. If you guys are thinking about staking your Cardano, check them out. But this does show you, yes, a lot of people still believe in Cardano, still believe in Charles, is not giving up, and all they're doing is staking and earning their 5% yearly, and that's fine by them. Okay, so that is still ongoing. So that's in a nutshell what's going on with Cardano, right? So why do I say get ready? Because if SundaeSwap and their DEX works as good as people are anticipating, this will be an enormous thing. Enormous thing, because finally you have one project that knows what they're doing, and they're going to share this to other projects, and everyone else will try to figure out how to utilize Cardano's smart contract, and it'll be fantastic for Cardano going forward. Now, the flip side is if this testnet turns out to be a disaster, which, fingers crossed, I don't wish or hope or think it will happen, but if this turns out to be a disaster, then watch out, okay? That is not going to be good for Cardano, because this has been waited for a very long time, very hyped up, and if all this time passed and they still can't figure out what to do, then I'm afraid it's not going to be good for Cardano for this Christmas, for this Santa rally. They may be the only big cap that does not rally, so we'll see. This is really pivotal, really, really pivotal. All right, now, besides Cardano, a few other things I want to talk about. Polygon obviously has been exploding. One of the coins I talked about yesterday, I felt like Polygon was oversold. It's going to have a terrific December, and it is off to a very, very good start. And they are having another DEX out there. IDEX V3, the first hybrid liquidity DEX, will be launching. So you have that going, right? So other chains like Polygon has a ton of DEXs, okay? It's not lacking DEXs by any means. And of course, other things, other metrics in terms of active users and wallets just keeps exploding, right? So I just feel like, and there's a lot of things going on. There's going to be a summit that's coming up, rumored about Coinbase NFTs. There's just a lot of stuff going on with Polygon. So that is why I believe they are going up, and simply they're just oversold. Marquez says, Charles even said TPS is not a big deal. Why? As a validator owner, POS has scaling issues when it comes to number of validators. When validator count exceeds 100, TPS goes down. Sorry, this is fact. And why most POS chains only have 25 to 50 validators. Marquez, just take a second and think about that, okay? First of all, that's not true. What you're saying is not true. Solana could scale to 50,000 transactions and even more with over 1,000 nodes. Avalanche could scale from 5,000 or 10,000, somewhere between there, with over 1,000 nodes. Terra could do the same thing. Cardano could do the same thing with multiple chains. So this thing about having more than 100 will slow down, that is not true at all, because other projects already solved it and proved it. And even if that was the case, let's just pretend that is true, right? Then Cardano is really in trouble. If they can't scale because the number of nodes is going to limit how much transactions per second, that is a big deal. Look at Ethereum. The reason why all these L1s and L2 exist is because Ethereum can't scale right now. So don't tell me that scaling is not a big deal. It is. It is. So that is 100% false, or maybe you just misinterpreted what he said. Yeah, I'm sure Charles knows what he's talking about. He's a very smart guy, but maybe he means something else, or maybe he means that this is all, prelude to Hydra, which will make Cardano supposedly scale infinitely. So we will see. We will see. All right, now moving on. What else is there? Elrond. Elrond, they've been doing very well because they're mirror DEX. See, there's a lot of talk about DEXs because they're important. So the mirror DEX came out, right? And they are getting ready to launch this new project called Ride. And why is that significant? Because not only did Elrond come out with their DEX recently, I totally forgot, they also came out with their Launchpad. So they themselves, the team, came out with the DEX and the Launchpad by themselves. They want to make sure that is done right. And Hollow Ride is coming out, and this is backed by Audi, right? So this is their very first IDO on their Launchpad, and this is the reason why Elrond is doing so well these days. And this is the very first. Think about when others follow this, right? So, so that's significant. That's significant. Now, what else is there? Polkadot. I'm actually surprised. Oh, by the way, today's Wednesday, so I'm going to do DCA. But I'm really surprised. Polkadot has some good news. First of all, they're going to have the very first metaverse meetup. Okay? You could get rewarded with tokens, NFTs, and others, right? This is going to be happening inside of Decentraland. This is what I kind of expected. Decentraland is starting to be a meetup place, a virtual world, a metaverse that a lot of people are starting to hang out. This is why brands and companies are all buying up land and setting up shop, right? Very first Polkadot meetup will be coming, and it will be inside of Decentraland. And just so you guys know, it is listed on Binance.us, which is one of the biggest exchanges in the US. So I'm actually surprised with these two announcements. Polkadot still did not move, because someone asked me this morning, why is Polkadot so stagnant? And I scratched my head. I don't know why, right? In the last 30 days, it barely moved. And it should, because, parachain auctions is still ongoing. It just seems like it's really, really oversold at this point. But there are good news for Polkadot, okay? I think the Sol payments, Renee says, Sol payments are now accepted on Flexa Network, of course, and as always, powered by AMP, right? 25 days of Flexa. So that's good for Flexa, and that's good for Sol, and it's good for AMP altogether. Thanks for sharing. All right. That's pretty much it. Now, I do have a new sponsor, and I know you guys love this project because I know a lot of people asked me about it. And if you love metaverses, and if you like social, this is for you. And I'm talking about Torum. Torum is SocialFi. SoFi, right? They can't say SoFi because it's actually a company, but it's SocialFi. It's a revolutionary SocialFi metaverse ecosystem designed to connect worldwide cryptocurrency users. So the best way to think about Torum is it's all in one. You're having a brand new social media network that's completely decentralized, integrated within, right, is this giant metaverse, and you have NFTs and you have DeFi. It's all within one. Okay, so a lot of people has been really hyped up about this project, and they're already active for the most part. Now, one thing that's very important is, well, I'll get to that in a little bit, but there's 4 things that they're concentrating on. Social network, right, which you could sign up right now and use. I've looked at their beta before, very similar to like a Twitter and Facebook cross, like that. You can follow people, you can post on your wall and stuff like that, right? But besides this, what they want to build in is DeFi, of course, right? And you could already earn passive income with the XTM token. And they're building up NFT marketplace. So of course, you could turn yourself and things and other valuables, right? You can turn them into NFTs and showcase, and of course, it's all going to be integrated into the social platform. So pretty cool. And then they also have avatar NFT, right? So obviously, this is yourself. You can make an avatar for yourself and advertise yourself in the social network and promote yourself within this metaverse, right? So there's 4 direct things, and this is how it's all going to work. I'm going to skip over that. They are on some big exchanges like KuCoin already, and of course 2 DEXs, PancakeSwap, Uniswap. But the bigger thing, and mobile app is coming. But the biggest thing is they are invested by KuCoin and Huobi, right? And right now they're listed on KuCoin, and KuCoin is a big investor, the biggest investor of this project, and Huobi's, which this is not listed on Huobi yet, but you got to figure it's probably going to be soon. And besides them, take a look at the other investors and partners, AU21 and many others in here. A lot of backers. Let's just put it that way. The team is pretty big, very well designed team, and I got done saying about how KuCoin is their latest and biggest investor. Guess what? They're not the only ones that's interested in SocialFi, right? Binance recently just listed that they have a 500 million investment program, and guess what? One of the concentrations is SocialFi, because this is really an untapped territory right now. And even Solana, they recently just launched a 100 million initiative for Web3 social media. Again, right? So Solana, Binance Smart Chain, basically every major chain is looking like they want to get involved with SocialFi. So if you're interested in Torum, check them out. Their URL is in the description of this video. All right, guys, that is it. Now let's do some Q&A. All right, scrolling up. Fast Fish says, big news, Fidelity BDC ETF is going to start tomorrow. That's pretty fast. I covered that story this morning. I didn't know they were going to be listed this fast. What else is there? Avalanche will take over. I'm a big fan of Avalanche. You know, in fact, right now I think it's a pretty good pickup point because they're down about 6%. You know, for the week they're down about 5%. Last 30 days they're up 81%. So I mean, this totally wipes out this, right? But I do think Avalanche still has a lot of room to grow. I think they could catch up to Polkadot and possibly even flip above them and could be right behind Cardano. I mean, they definitely have the traction. And the same thing with Luna, too. Luna does have a lot of momentum. And I'm really glad to see Matic finally moving, right? And hopefully they have enough momentum to reach their high and break through it. Because I think Polygon is really undervalued. All right. Someone says a big CRO fan, right? CRO had some big news. They invested in a couple of derivatives exchanges, so they're going to be able to offer derivatives in the US, right? So that's the latest news for them. All right. Dustin says, IOTA has huge news tomorrow. They state it is 16 months in the making. I will be covering that tomorrow. I don't even know what the news is, but I will be covering it since they are a partner of mine. So I wonder what it is. Atari has their own token of future metaverse. Yes, they have a casino in Decentraland, but the problem is it seems like they were very, I don't know, they weren't a complete project, right? And the fact that they're in casinos kind of shows you how they're very different from the rest of the games that they have. But it's a work in progress. Talk about big spending in crypto during November. Look at Moonbeam. They raised $1.4 billion in their crowd loan. I didn't know that. That is pretty big. That is very big. Very, very big. All right. What else? Man, you guys are throwing these super chats very quickly here. Not that I'm complaining. Opinion Solana, supply distribution, and the Secret Wallet. How is it better than any other blockchain? What was Secret Wallet? It's not a surprise. I mean, it's not hidden. Solana even tells you that, I mean, a vast majority of it is owned by early backers, investors, and also the team holds a lot, right? So I don't think there's a secret wallet. But yeah, a majority of it is held by, you could say, insiders or the team. But about 50% of that is still released to the public. Paul White, thank you. Do you think charging creators tens of thousands to create is sustainable? There are metaverses out there that are free for creators. Those would be more attractive. Here's the thing, okay? This is what it's like. Why is it when you buy a penthouse in Manhattan, why is it going for $100 million when you could buy 1,000 acres of land in Iowa for $1 million, right? It's all about location, 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 location. It's the same reason why all Ethereum NFTs, right, are created on OpenSea on Ethereum, because it's the hot place. It's where everyone is. It's the same thing to your question. You know, why don't you go to somewhere else that's not Decentraland? Because no one's there. So that's the reason. It's all about location, location, location. Thoughts on VeChain? What price can we see? You can expect the price to go up. Let's just put it that way. What else is there? I mentioned that already. I talked about that. Gene, welcome, new member. Zen, I have no idea what Zen is. Never heard of it before. Crypto.com Capital is currently invested in HUD. Thoughts on their NFT marketplace? You know, they're, is it this one? I didn't hear about this. Their NFT, Crypto.com's NFT marketplace is work in development. They just launched not too long ago. They got a few creators on there, a few celebrities, but still relatively small. I have no idea what this is. Digital ownership made easy, or is this their NFT marketplace? No, I don't think it is. Create, buy, sell, and resell NFTs on our multi-chain marketplace. Okay, so it's just a NFT marketplace. Okay. What else is there? Holding VET and Flow for months. Keep holding. I like both projects. Flow, the problem is you still can't get in the US for the most part. Very, very difficult. And VET, you just got to wait it out. VET is just one of those projects that continues to execute. May not be the sexiest project, may not be the project that has most momentum, but they continue to execute and they will thrive. They will thrive. So you know anything about ISO 20 involving? No, I don't, Vivian, I don't. Pundi X, yeah, I think they're pretty much done. Pundi X, they were really hyped up earlier this year. I don't know what happened. You know, they switched their new chain, a new token. They did a redenomination, and ever since then they just died. But you know, I've always been neutral on the project because you know they're in that payment space, which is very hard to thrive in. They're in, you know, they were giving out, you know, their what do you call it, terminals. It just seemed like they weren't getting a lot of traction, so they kind of died off. Chainlink, I still like. I like Chainlink quite a lot. Update engine, there's no update other than they're a good project, very good project. Cardano doing great today. Cardano has some news. Well, they're at some conference, some Miami conference, but also, you know, their own DEX, KDEX or CADEX, is being developed, and the mobile wallet is being developed. Not mobile wallet, browser wallet. So, you know, it's still a very early project, but you know, they got a good team. They can scale infinitely, and you know, they're progressing. Luxo, I don't know. Zan, someone answer for me. Zan, privacy coin. Yeah, I don't like privacy coins. Luxo, you know, you gotta wait for their chain to come out. Just not, you know, it's just being delayed, right? So you gotta wait for it to come out and see what happens. You know, Fabian was really hyped up. You know, the guy who created ERC20, right? A lot of people thought that he was going to do a lot for NFTs, but his chain has just been delayed. When people dump on this concurrency issue with Cardano, do they realize the issue was with Miniswap and nothing to do with Cardano? No, you're right, Philip. It has nothing to do with Cardano. It's done. But the problem is no one knows how to use it. No one knows how to program it, right? That's why it's taking so long. So don't just blame Miniswap because no one knows how to program right. Otherwise, it would be out already. Otherwise, the DEX would be out. And SundaeSwap claims that they have figured it out. So, yeah, technically Cardano, it's not Cardano's fault except that no one knows how to program for it. But, you know, like I said at the beginning, if SundaeSwap turns out to be fantastic, this test goes very smoothly, and they come out their DEX, then it's smooth sailing. But if they don't, then you got to watch out. Would you be getting heavier into ADA this time or holding and putting extra funds into another strong project, VET, Atom, DOT? It's interesting. I mean, it depends on what you're carrying right now. If you hold no ADA, maybe it's a good time to pick up. But if you're heavy in ADA, then maybe you want to pick up one of these other ones. So I guess it depends. But, you know, ADA has been hovering around this 150, 160 for quite some time. So if this works, right? It could be a huge cast forward. But if it doesn't, it could cause it to go down even more. What would I put 10K into right now? Oh, I forgot. I got to do DCA real quick before I let you guys go. All right, just to show you guys, even with the volatility right now, right? Performance since end of June, July, still over 100% performance, right? Despite the volatility, making no moves, just basically DCA, 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 right? So looking at this, I mean, I just got done talking about Cardano, right? And they're already one of the bigger ones in here in the sample portfolio that I built with you guys. I think the one that I want to add that's not in here that many people have asked me about is Polkadot. Like, why don't you have Polkadot, right? I think that's a good question. I just always added other projects I like better over Polkadot. So I think right now it's time to buy Polkadot because they've been really, really stagnant. So I'm going to do DCA $100. So $100 divided by 35.47. So it's about 2.82. So I'm just going to manually add it in here. Deposit dot. And then 2.82. And date today, right now. All right, done. So yeah, just add a Polkadot. Performance went down a little bit because it just added $100, but we'll see. Overall, almost everything I've added in here have gone up quite tremendously, right? And the whole point of this is to show you guys DCA works. Dollar cost averaging, holding, and not worrying about flip-flopping and making, trades and stuff like that. It works. It works. All right, last few questions. Do you think Helium's redenomination is a play to pump trade after Coinbase nod? No, sometimes they just do it. I don't know why they have to do 1,000 to 1. I don't, but maybe they just want to make it seem like it's cheaper so people will get into it. But at $40, they're not that expensive, so I don't know why they're doing it. There must be some reason. Crypto.com going public. I didn't hear about that. Okay, and Micropets, never heard of it. Flowconomics, never heard of it, so I can't talk about it. Man, there's a lot of people coming in today, right now. I guess it's because Bitcoin decided to go down a little more. 56,000. Again, why does this happen if you're tuning in late, right? This happened. Unfortunately, this morning seemed like, hey, again, it was good. Just like a few days ago, right? Bitcoin was about to come above 60,000. Today, it was about to come above 59,000. And then, boom, we get these Omicron scares, right? The very first case. As soon as this was announced, right, markets tanked. Bitcoin tanked. Equities market tanked. Everything tanked. And this was already a nothing burger. South African doctors already confirmed this nothing burger was somehow... This is getting blown up once again. So I don't know what's going on. It seems like there's just some kind of conspiracy going on to kind of spread FUD right now. I don't know why. But anyways, doesn't matter. We will get through it. We will get through it. We are in Christmas. We are going to have a Santa rally. And we are going to see Bitcoin and crypto go higher in December. In my opinion. And according to my sources. And my sources are right 100% of the time, 60% of the time. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.